I graduated from UVA 2004, School of Architecture. My classmates voted me to be the class speaker, one of the class speakers on the day. So I wrote this speech called The Pursuit of Passion. And even though it has lots of architecture-specific references and Charlottesville references, it applies to everybody. Class of 2004. I hope you enjoyed your time in Charlottesville. We started, now we're departing from the top of Carr's Hill, right down the street from where you eat at Star Hill Bar and Grill. And you know I never kicked the rhyme that's been far from ill. So I'm here to speak to you in a rhyme one last time before we graduate. But even as moms, dads, and grads celebrate and congratulate, this rhyme is meant to comment on what I see as the saddest state. Some of us have no love for what we do, like a man who's never had a date. But even if the task is great, every aspect of what we do should elate and fascinate. But the problem is people are not passionate. We should be pulled like we were magnet weights and gravitate like 9.8 meters per second squared. But some of us are defeated and we just don't care. So to the people who need it, I'm here to be the breath of fresh air. Because your enthusiasm's curbing. You're losing your passion. It's a burden to be working. You used to be concerned if your work looked good. Now you don't care if it does. So when it comes to work, I'm like Black Eyed Peas asking, where's the love? And when I ask you, you just get embarrassed and shrug. But there's the rub. Every time you feel your heart squeeze, passion should pump through your arteries, marrow, and blood. You're supposed to love architecture, but your eyes are halfway closed before they start the lecture. Even if you got a sharp professor making his smart conjectures, you're really not going to care if it's not your heart's pleasure. You gotta have the same type of passion like you're looking for X marks the treasure. Mark my letters, mark my words, man, mark my phrase. Without passion, architecture is just archaic archives of arches and architraves. You gotta have the same type of fire like an arsonist who plays with sparks that blaze. So I come to fan the flame and fuel the fire, so that dread and drudgery will never overrule desire. And guess what? There'll be days when you'll be tired, but with passion, at midnight, you want to burn oil. And it won't be turmoil as soon as you learn toil is useless, saying I just gotta produce this. But like bad produce is, that's just fruitless. Remember the words of Confucius? If not, I use my talent to come up here and challenge you to pick a job you love. And you never want to take a vacation out in Malibu or Aspen. So the question that I'm asking is, what's happened to your passion? Why is it not lasting? Why is it like a fad, a trend that ends? It's yesterday's news. It's just a has-been. Seems we're all just trapped in a system where it's all about getting the checks cashed in. And I'm not at all anti-capitalist. The sole reason I'm rapping this is because I want to ignite your catalyst. So I'm breaking it down like enzymes, using quotes within rhymes to cleanse your mind of drudgery and dingy grime. That's the sole reason these lyrics were wrote. And as I peer into the future years of the periscope, I see there is hope. Work doesn't have to be an uphill battle like a terraced slope. You can die without any merits and croak. Be extremely poor and perish broke. Take pay at a loss. Still not want to take a day off like Ferris. Nope. With passion, I dare you to elope, because you're going to enter the workforce, and they're going to force you to work. And if you had your first choice, you'd probably get a divorce from your work. So now, I'm here to provide marriage counsel. Before you kiss the bride and I pronounce you, my advice is to pour out passion in every ounce of you. Because I'm down to my last lifetime. But maybe the rest of you are only down to 2. Maybe you found a few extra lifetimes just lying around. And so you picked them up and decided to start trying them out. And you got 8 or 9 more times before you actually lie in the ground. Or maybe you're like that of a cat and you've got 9 lives. So you don't mind working mindlessly from 9 to 5. But you got to start thinking with your heart. Because like Linkin Park, I designed this rhyme. And I put rhymes in my designs. Because when I work, I don't want it to be about 9 to 5. That said in mind, I don't want deadlines. I want to work towards lines that are alive so that passion and purpose are the push and drive that's behind my hard work. Matter of fact, it shouldn't be hard work. It should be heart work. But some of us need implants. Man, ask Rembrandt, did he create works of art or was it just art's work? So when you job search, listen to John Ruskin. Put your fee second and start first with an enjoyment in employment. You got to have a fire, a passion, a flame, a fuel. Without that, it's just aimless gruel. Frustration like trying to tame a mule. And if you can't get your school to change, you still got to change your school. of thought. And already, if there aren't any bought, I'll pay a penny for your thoughts, plus put in my own 2 cents. It'll be nothing but prudence, that won't be too dense, just some new sense. Because to a lot of us, work is just a new sense, a way to pay the due rent. I give you a dime if you ask and don't want my 2 cents. How people work for time and a half, but that's only a few pence. You can't just mindlessly draft. You got to finally craft those blueprints. I'm talking to you in this tent. Be in pursuit of pleasure, purpose to be passionate. You got to get after it, the pursuit of happiness. I didn't say it. Thomas Jefferson, UVA, drafted it. So while you draft and sit, you got to have the same type of fire like the movie Backdraft was lit. So I come to make sure that a match is lit. And I'm going to pour some more gas on it so that your heart burns like you forgot to take Tagament, HB. So take it from me, HB, or should I say BH. When you go to work with your briefcase, you'll be early and you won't want to be late. You work hard for a free rate with no rebates, even if your boss is a straight up cheapskate. Look, I'm not here to give you a few tips or quote cute quips, but I'm only here to speak the truth from my lips, to teach you to have passion. You know, like the movie flick about the one who went to the crucifix, betrayed by Judas' kiss, the reason you eat the Eucharist and drink the juice you sip. Because if you let it, love for what you do can play elusive tricks, like a fugitive. So for real, your zeal's got to be effusive, kids. So I took the words of a Buddhist Confucius and the life of a man who's Jewish, the same one from the Bible, so that your heart beats with passion like a drum recital. Passion like a man has for his bride, yet it's got to be unbridled. So now I'm rhyme busting the words of John Ruskin, how love and work should be kin like a mom and a husband. When love and skill work together, expect a masterpiece. So now I leave you with these words that are neither last nor least. Don't work because you have to. Just do it because love what you do and do what you love. Thanks.